man will pursue you. He'll badger and harass your homegirls. He'll stalk your Instagram stories. He'll do everything he can to get you for however long it takes, just to waste your time whenever you finally give him a chance. Y'all tell me if I'm lying. Ain't nobody got to be perfect to understand, like, hey, but that don't make no sense. But I was talking to one of my Self-Crown VIP members recently. She had watched the masterclass, Secrets to Making Evolvement masterclass that I had done. She had joined the Self-Crown group. And she asked the question on our Q&A about why is it that a guy will do that? And I told her straight up, like, it's nothing fun to hear about. But truth is, a lot of dudes want to get your time just to waste it. And they're never even serious to begin with. I know it sounds crazy, like, well, why pursue me? Why spend money on dates? Why do all this texting and DMing and whatever? Sometimes a guy is just built on convenience. That's why you have dudes who will play NBA 2K all day and they money ain't right. That's why you have dudes, they got all of this good stuff to do, but they over there hanging with the homeboys. They go out on the weekends. They stay out all night and their life ain't even together. Y'all know those types of guys. The credit score is bad. The money is, you know what I'm saying, ain't where it need to be. And they just out here celebrating absolutely nothing. A lot of guys handle relationships the exact same way. They're not even serious about the person that they're laying down with or they're going out with. And it's not because they're not necessarily just serious about you. They're not serious, period. And they just included you in their nonsense. So I'm gonna tell you, like, I know last time we talked, I was like, you need to know whether or not to take a guy serious. Also, you need to know whether or not a guy is even taking you seriously. Because sometimes you can still enjoy his company in times, but then it gives you mixed signals. The first way to know that a guy is not even serious about you is if he's careless. Because one of the number one ways to know that a guy is serious about you is when he's careful. Careful about his words, careful about his timeliness, careful about the way that he dresses whenever he comes in, y'all on a date, careful about how he smells. But when a guy is careless, he's saying things that might offend you. He don't care if he's late. He don't care about nothing. He just doing whatever it is that he want to do. And if you like it, cool. If not, then you can go. That man is not even serious about you. One of the ways that we as men show a woman that we're very serious is that we're mindful. I'm not saying that, he got to be timid. You have dudes that have confidence, you know what I mean? Like they have a good frame. But if a man is serious about you, he's not going to want to rush sex. He's not going to want to rush sexual conversation. He's not going to want to say potentially offensive things. And it's not to say that if a man ever crosses a line or blurs a line, then that means he's just automatically not serious. But if you can tell he gets offended that you got offended, instead of saying, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know I was being a little bit too forward. That man is not even serious about you. Nonchalant about his interest in you. Nonchalant about wanting to take things to the next level. Nonchalant about what you guys could possibly plan and have together in the next year. Any type of nonchalance, man, throw all of that. Oh, I don't know how to show my feelings because I was dropped on my head as a baby and my daddy left me at the fire station and never came back from the store. Man, forget all that. When a man is about you, he is about you. Don't matter what the love language is. Don't matter all the childhood traumas. When that man is serious about you, you're more likely to have to tell him to kind of taper down a little bit. Just cool out a little bit. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do too much. As opposed to wondering why he's not showing you affection. You ever watched a man, I don't care what his background is, what race he is, what culture he is. You ever watched a man that loves sports? You ever seen a man that loves sports but is nonchalant about that sport or about his favorite team that he loves? No. I think it was last year sometime. I went out of town. I was in an Airbnb. It was like an apartment complex, something like a condo, something like that. Man, I went by one spot. It was during the soccer finals. And I thought somebody was getting an exorcism or something like that because I didn't understand the language. It was some people of a whole nother culture, right? I'm maybe Hispanic or something. I don't think it was Spanish they were speaking. Whole nother culture. I know that for sure because I didn't understand what they were talking about. But man, the passion was crazy. And somebody else was coming out of the door and I said, what's going on in there? Is everybody all right? It's like, yeah, man, the soccer finals. You know what I'm saying? The national championship or the world championship or whatever it is. And that's when I realized, as a football, basketball fan, soccer fan, American, whatever, it don't matter what you are. The universal code as a man is whenever we love something, there ain't no nonchalance. We are about it. You see the passion, you see the consistency, you see the investment, you see the emotion. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be perfectly expressed. That don't mean it's always going to be appropriate or something that you're comfortable with, and that's where you got to communicate what you're comfortable with. But the last thing you have to worry about when it comes to a man who's serious about you is him showing any type of effort, any type of passion, any type of real interest. If that man is nonchalant, he's non-interested. He's not serious about you. Another way to know that a man is not serious about you is if he doesn't put a high premium on resolving conflict. And I know I've talked about this before, so I'll be kind of short on this one. But conflict is the space between intimacy. It's the wedge. It's the division in a relationship or dating situation. It's the potential downfall of a relationship. Conflict is a big deal. Even small conflicts, of course, they can snowball into bigger ones. But conflict is a big deal. If you're dealing with a man and there's conflict and you're the one that always has to fix things, you're always the one that has to start the hard conversations, you're always the one that has to initiate things to come back together, has to be the bigger person, you're probably around the smallest man that you could find. And I'm talking about small in terms of his interest in you in a relationship. He has very little to no real seriousness about you if he's not willing to resolve that conflict. Now, a man can have PTSD from a hard relationship, a divorce or something like that, and be reluctant or find it difficult to resolve conflict. So I'm not saying if he's just not this champion of resolving conflict, or he doesn't keep himself, at an even base as you guys are resolving conflict, he's just this non-serious guy. No, but even a man who struggles to resolve conflict will encounter that struggle happily for a woman that he's serious about, because he understands having that conflict or the ability to resolve it is actually a privilege. The worst thing for a man is when a woman that he cares about or truly loves doesn't even care to resolve conflict. She could care less. Y'all know whenever you really done, you ain't trying to resolve no conflict. You quiet. Put eye down in the shadow from talking to you. When the real time when a man should worry is whenever a woman goes silent. Ain't no conflict resolution. Put eye down in the chat. Whenever you arguing, nagging, caring, you're probably speaking up and willing to listen and hear things out and resolve conflict. So when a man is serious about you, the moment you start complaining, nagging, or whatever, bringing something to his attention that he needs to be doing better or that you're dissatisfied with, a man who's truly serious about you knows that's actually a good thing. That's a privilege. I'm still in the game. I still got a chance. But when a man don't care whether or not you stay or leave, man, that conflict is a nuisance. Resolving that conflict, it's an inconvenience. It may even make him upset. And this is where you get guys who turn the tables and they shame you. You always on my back. You don't give me no peace. What they're trying to do is discourage you from resolving that conflict because they're really not serious about you. Another way to know that man is not serious about you is if he replies late to your text messages or your calls. Now, I need y'all to use some discernment here. If you know that man has the type of job where he getting fired the moment that he touches phone, you can't call him during working hours and say, hey, you took an hour to call me back, okay? But after work, you being reasonable, you're not calling back to back to back. But if you text or call that man multiple times and it's been 3 or 4 hours in his off time and he just didn't think to call, nah. When a man is serious about you, it's not that he's going to be up on you 24/7. He's just like, he's just waiting with, just bated breath, just like whatever it takes to talk to her. But y'all that be going 24 hours without hearing back from a man, he's not serious about you. And maybe you're not serious about him. But ain't no man serious about a woman and going a whole day without talking to her. Honestly, ain't no man serious about a woman and going 12 hours without talking to her. Texting back or calling. And it ain't even about texting back. He'll be the one to initiate the conversation. If a man is really busy, he'll make time to say 10, 15, 20-second text message. Hey, I'm gonna be a little busy. I'll hit you up at such and such time. Hey, I ain't heard from you all day. You ain't heard from me. Want to let you know I'm thinking about you. That's what a man does when he's serious, but he's busy. So yes, there's a such thing as a man who's legitimately busy. Some men work in entertainment. They on television sets. They in jury duty, all these different things. Use your discernment. But if that man go a whole day without talking to you, he's not serious about you. Ain't that much busy in the whole wide world. Ain't no astronaut. Ain't no president. Ain't no nothing that's that serious where they cannot talk to you throughout a whole day. If he is not talking to you for a whole day, he's more serious about you getting the message that he's not serious about you than he is actually serious about you. He's wanting you to start falling back. Just being real with you. And one more way that you know a man is not serious about you is if he has extremely rigid boundaries around privacy. Now, I know we love the word boundaries and we think, oh man, that's the end all be all. That just means a person has self-respect and standards to an extent. But when a man is truly serious about you, one of his primary goals is to integrate you into his life. It's to open up to you. Will it be easy? Will it be overnight? Not necessarily. But if he has extremely rigid, strict things, I'm gonna give you an example. Don't you dare touch my phone. Don't you dare ask about where I've been. Don't you dare ask who that was on the phone. Those type of rigid, really strict things, those rules around his privacy, you can never know how much I make or know what I do for a living. Any of that is him keeping a safe distance from you because he's not serious about you. He has no long-term expectation of you being in his life. A man that's serious about you is looking to evaluate a safe way and a safe pace to bring you into his life more and more and more. Matter of fact, correct me if I'm wrong. Some of y'all will have a dude overshare with you, tell you things you ain't even really asking him about. And that's a sign of him really being serious about you. Not that that's automatically you should just go ahead and go to the altar with him. But you'll have a dude overshare, overtell things, and you be like, why are you telling me this? Not trauma dump, but tell you somebody else's secrets, tell you some stuff honestly you could have did without. That's when a man is serious about you because he's wanting to bring you in. One thing about us men, we love a safe space. We love that in our woman that we're serious about. We love that woman. I don't care how tough and bad these dudes try to pretend that they are. At heart, 99% of us are really soft. And the soft part of us want to talk to our woman. Y'all know, y'all that are in happy relationships, ever been in one or ever been with a dude who's really serious about you, he dang near gossip more than your homegirls. Ain't nobody got more teeth than a man who is falling deeply in love with his woman. He'll gossip with you, talk with you, share with you. So if a man has all of these things that you cannot know about him, he's wanting to keep you at a certain level of himself where it's easy to leave you whenever he's ready. And or he has not done the work to be ready for any relationship, even if he does want to build something serious with you. And you do have those guys. They come in and they're so guarded, they can't believe in nobody, trust in nobody, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because they have not done the work or they are not aware that they're not ready for somebody serious. And these are the guys who fumble the biggest blessings. These are the dudes who come across a woman, they were not ready, they can't get ready in time, she done lost patience, and somebody else done realize she was that type of wife material before he could get himself together. Because these guys have not evolved to have that level of self-awareness. And that's one of the things, that's one of the key markers of an evolved man. I know I talk about that a lot. That's one of the key markers of an evolved man, self-awareness. A man who can admit his good, bad, and ugly. When he's ready, when he's not ready, and if he's not ready, he's not entertaining anything else that requires him to be ready. And a lot of y'all are running into guys who have not evolved to have that level of awareness to know that they are not ready for the level of blessing that you bring to a man's life. And I know that's frustrating, right? Nobody wants to hear about that. But you're going to continue to encounter that if you don't know how to attract truly evolved men. And if you have not yet, this is your last opportunity. Get access to my masterclass. I keep telling y'all this. Those of y'all who are taking me up on this, y'all already know that free masterclass gives you the strategies to attract truly evolved men so it can finally be your turn. But if you have not yet, click the link that you see pinned down here in the comments, also in the caption whenever you back out or the description or whatever. Get access to that masterclass tonight. Go ahead and click on that, register, and come back to this so it don't fill up and turn off, because there is a link in the link that's going to cut off whenever it gets to its maximum. I think it's like 200 people or something like that, because I'll always do a Q&A and I answer back to the Q&As at the end of the masterclass. But moral of the story is this: when a man is serious about you, one thing you won't have to do is question it. I don't care what he's used to. I don't care what his culture is. I don't care what his last relationship was or how long ago it was or who it was to. I don't care what his love language is, his attachment style, his sabotage style, any of those other quizzes out there that people be taking. It don't matter. The one way you know that the guy is serious about you is because he's going to leave zero doubt about his intentions. And if he even smells that you might be somewhat unclear about what he wants out of it, he's going to attack that assertively. You ain't gonna have to ask him, beg him, guilt trip him, manipulate, or anything like that. But those are just my thoughts. I'm your internet brother trying to look out. If you got anything beneficial from this, hit that share button right now so somebody else, one of your friends or family members, can also get something of value from this. Bless somebody else by hitting that share button. And if you have not yet, now is your last chance. Get access to the free masterclass, Secrets to Making Evolved Men Crave You. If you're tired of the pattern of men who are just simply not ready and want you to raise them, that's up to you. Again, it's absolutely free. It's at the link down below. Over an hour, I went in on how to position yourself and to attract multiple high-tier quality men. And it's also at the link in the caption when you back out. Holla at y'all later, y'all.